So hi everyone, today we're going to discuss about statistic mini project. So let's move to the next slide, which is I'm going to introduce you guys my teammate. So the first one, of course, me myself, that is Minku, and then the second one, Vendor, third one, Elvinson, and also the last one, Arthur. Don't worry, they will introduce themselves later on. Right, move to the next slide, which is introduction of our mini project. So this project conducts an analysis of product price trends and variation over a 5-year period, which is starting from 2020 to 2024, which is the COVID-19 period. So for 4 key products, which is laptop, smartphone, rice, and also the cooking oil, the analysis utilized fundamental statistical concept, including measure of tendency, measure of central tendency, and also the dispersion, price index numbers, and hypothesis testing to understand how prices have changed and fluctuated. Right, move to the next slide, which is our objective. So for this slide, I got put 3 of objective there. The main objective of this study are, so let me explain with you one by one. So the first one, to calculate measure of central tendency, which is mean, median, and mode, and the dispersion is about standard deviation. So both of them is to summarize and compare product price data. And then the second one, to compute the simple price index and composite price index, which is we're gonna choose 2020 as the best year, since it's the starting of the we analysis start from 2020, right? So 2020 will be the best year to analyze the overall inflation trend. Right, the third one, which is the last one, to conduct a chi-square test to determine if there is a statistically significant difference in the price distribution between 2 selected products. So at here we choose 2 products, which is technological products, which is laptops and also the smartphone. Right, we're going to move to the next slide. Yeah, it's about our data presentation I have shown here. So year by year, the prices of each of the product is getting higher and higher. As you can see, we're going to look at the laptop side. So starting from the 2020, so it start with 3,000, and then 2021 3,200, and then 2022 is moving up to the 3,100, and then 2023 3,400, and then 2024 3,600, and then same with others, which is smartphone, rice, cooking oil. They're getting higher and higher since year by year. Alright, the next slide is about the part A, which is measure of central tendency and also the dispersion. So in this slide, I'm going to show you that how. So the question is, so the part A is about measure of central tendency and dispersion, right? So the question is how to calculate the mean, median, mode, and also the standard deviation for each of the products. So I have given an example here, which is for the laptop. So how do you find mean? So actually mean, you just need to add it up all of the numbers since 2020 until 2024, its price. So you sum it up all of them, 3,000, 3,200, 3,100, 3,400, 3,600, and gonna divide it by 5, because since it is 5 years, so you're gonna get 16,300 over 5, which is the answer will be 3,260. This is the mean for the laptop. And then we're gonna move to the median. So median is actually the middle of the number. So you're gonna arrange the number by using the ascending order. So from the smallest to the largest, of course. So 3,000, 3,100, 3,200, 3,400, and 3,600. And then at the last part, you're gonna find the middle value is 3,200, and this is the median for the laptop, right? So move to the next one, which is the mode for laptop. So mode is actually is bringing the meaning like the numbers that appears most often. Yeah. So since all values appears only once, so there's no mode. Same with other situation. Same with other products, which is cooking oil, rice, and also smartphones. There is no mode because the amount of them is only showing once, so there's no mode. All right, so we're gonna move to the last one, which is standard deviation for laptop. I have shown a formula here. Is actually quite easy to understand, right? So S is representing standard deviation equals to square root x. The capital X is actually means you're going to use the original number, which is just now I told you, if you want to find mean, you're going to use the original number from the data presentation, right, year by year. So you're going to use it back, and then you minus, you by using all of the number, you minus the mean 3260. Since all of the amount only appears once, so yeah, as I said just now, there's no mood. And then the mean, median, and also the standard deviation for all of the product, you're just gonna use back the formula I've shown you just now, and then you're gonna find all of the answer easily. All right, just follow the steps step by step, and you're gonna find out the answer very easily. Right, gonna move to the next slide, which is the interpretation. So I have I have do some. It's kind of short conclusion or small conclusion, right? So we're gonna look at laptop first, which is the left side, upper side. Laptops have the highest mean price, which is 3,260, and also the highest standard deviation, 240.83, indicating that laptop prices vary the most over the years compared to other products. This suggests a steady but more volatile increase in laptop prices. So, all right, is it states here, laptop have the highest mean price and also the highest standard deviation. So it's showing that laptop is getting higher and higher. I mean, the price is getting higher and higher year by year. All right, and then we're gonna move to the smartphone, which is the right side, upper side, right upper side. Smartphones have a lower mean price than laptops, which is 200 and I mean 20 sorry, my bad, 2280, but a similar standard deviation, which is 238.75, showing a consistent upward trend with moderate variation. So yeah, as we can see, smartphones is also getting higher and higher year by year, but then it's not higher than laptops, since laptops is more expensive. So you can see that the mean and also the standard deviation, it got the difference. All right, although it's not more, but it still have difference. All right, we're gonna move to the third product, which is the rice. So left side, lower side, left lower side, rice has a mean price of 28.4, which is 28 ringgit 40 cent per kilogram, and a small standard deviation, which is 2.70, meaning its price changes slightly and remains relatively stable across the year. So as you can see here, since rice is a consumable goods, so it won't change too high. I mean, the price, it won't change too high and too expensive, because it's consumable goods. So everybody needs it. So it cannot be very expensive. Everybody need it for daily life. So it cannot be that expensive. That's why the mean and standard deviation, it's much more lower, right? All right, that's all from me. I'm gonna pass it to my teammate.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Isaac, and now I'll be presenting the part 2 price index. Okay, so to calculate the price index, we use this formula. Price index equals price in given year divided by price in base year and multiply by 100. So our base year is 2020. For example, the laptop cost 3,000 in 2020. So 3,000 divided by 3,000 and multiply by 100, and we got 100. And in 2020, the price increased to RM 3,200. So 3,200 divided by 3,000 and then multiply by 100. So we got 106.67. So use the same method for all years and products. And now, this table shows the price index for laptops, smartphones, price, and cooking oil from 2020 to 2024. All price each year. For example, smartphone index goes from 100 to 130. Price goes from 100 to 128. Cooking oil reaches 123.33 in 2024. So overall, prices are increasing every year. Okay, now let's move into the composite price index. So the composite price index shows the overall price change for all four products combined. So the formula is composite index equals all products indexes add together and divide by 4. So here are the results. In 2020 we got 100, 2021 we got 105.75, and in 2022 we got 110.8, in 2023 117.50, and in 2024 we got 125.33. So the means overall price increased steadily each year. Okay, so from the results, we can see three things. First, inflation or price trend. So there is a clear upward trend in inflation occurred. Prices have been consistently increasing each year from 2020 to 2024. Second, magnitude. Okay, so by 2024, prices increased by about 25.30% compared to the 2020. And then finally, lastly, annual rate of change. So prices went up gradually every year from 100 in 2020 to 125.33 in 2024. Okay, so in conclusion, the price index and consumer price index show a steady rise in price from 2020 to 2024. So this helps us understand how inflation affects different products over time. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.
Welcome to part C, hypothesis testing, where we use the chi-square test to compare two things, the price distributions of laptops and smartphones. First, the goals, finding the hypothesis. Our null hypothesis says there is no significant difference in the way prices are distributed between laptops and smartphones. They follow the same patterns. Our alternative hypothesis says there is significant difference. The price patterns are different. Second, the data, observations. We start with the observations, and smartphone fell into the three price categories, low, medium, and high. For example, we saw 0 laptops were in the low category and 4 smartphones were in the low category. This is what really happened. Third, the prediction expected. Next, the expected table. This is what we would predict to see if the null hypothesis was perfectly true, meaning if there was absolutely no difference between laptops and smartphone price pattern, we can calculate each predicted value using a simple formula, which is expected row total multiplied by column total and then divided by the grand total. Look at the high price category for laptops. The formula takes its row total 2, multiplies it by its column total 5 and divides by the grand total 10 to get the expected value of 1. Finally, the chi-square test then compares the observations table to the expected table. If the actual data O is very different from our prediction E, we will reject the null hypothesis and conclude that the price distributions are significantly different. If the actual data is close of the predictions, we fail to reject the null hypothesis, meaning there is no significant difference found. That's all.
Selamat sejahtera saya ucapkan. Jadi saya adalah orang terakhir yang membuat presentation pada kumpulan kami. Jadi tanpa mengingatkan masa, di sini saya menganalisis menggunakan chi-square test atau ujian Ki kuasa 2. So tujuan ini dia untuk melihat sama ada perbezaan yang signifikan antara dua pembuli ubah, yaitu dari kategori harga, sama ada rendah, sederhana, tinggi. Yang kedua pula jenis produk, yaitu laptop dengan smartphone. So jadi berdasarkan jadwal ini kami mengira nilai chi-square dengan formula yang ini. So jumlah keseluruhan nilai chi-square yang diperoleh ialah 7.000. Seterusnya kami tentukan nilai degrees of freedom, yaitu di situ ada dia punya rumus dia, tapi di sini saya tulis juga walaupun bolehlah ini, dan bandingkan dengan nilai kritikal pada arah signifikan 0.05, yaitu 5,9 5.991. Oleh sebab nilai kiraan kami yang pertama tuh 7.00 lagi besar daripada nilai kritikal yang kami peroleh sekarang, maka kami menolak hipotesis 0 HO. Ini bermaksud terdapat perbedaan signifikan dalam taburan harga antara laptop dengan smartphone. So, tafsiran dia, interpretation tuh, perubahan harga bagi laptop dengan smartphone ini dia tidak mengikut pola yang sama, atau kenaikan harga laptop yang lebih ketara dari smartphone terutama pada tahun 2024. So conclusion dia nih, ujian C-square ini dia menunjukkan terdapat hubungan yang signifikan antara jenis produk dengan kategori harga. Jadi itu saja yang kami boleh present. Sekian, terima kasih.